What's up, everybody? We're going to do another video on a little loadout that it's okay, but it's fun to use. This is what I call the super lazy pestilence build. And let's take a look at this inventory here. And I'm using the related. This is a really good loadout for someone that's got a little bit of everything, not so much one whole set. You don't really need to have anything specific, except for maybe the hands. And I'm using the one where your golem sheds a corpse every second. That's pretty much the only one that's like almost necessary. Everything else is pretty much whatever you want to use. I'm using this for more damage. Obviously, the 0.5% increased damage per essence, max essence. And then I'm using this because Corpse Lance is going to be the one, our big damage dealer. And so this helps quite a bit. For every corpse you consume, you get an additional 25% damage for 3 seconds. Then I use the Requiem Stir Plate just for the extra essence in life as you devour these corpses. This is the Pestilence. This is the build that we're basically basing everything off of. And the only reason why we're really using Pestilence is because for each corpse you consume, you shoot another Corpse Lance. And that ends up adding up for your damage. For my neck, I am using the Johnstone with Zay Stone of Vengeance inside it. And this just happens to go with the loadout that we're using, so that's the only reason why we're picking it. But you can put whatever you want in these places. If you need more armor, you can go with the Traveler's Pledge and the Compass Rose set. But yeah, this is what I'm doing, and it's simply because of these stacks of Macabre knowledge, which causes your Corpse Lance to almost 200% outside the Land of the Dead, extra, 200% damage extra. So, like I said, you can put whatever you want there, but that's what we're using. And then these for defense, extra defense. Our Brig's Wrath, just to group everybody together, and inside it we're using the Pain Enforcer. Critical hits cause your enemy to bleed for 6,000%. That's a big thing here. Here's your Convention of Elements. You can put whatever you want here. This is what I'm using just for that extra damage boost with Bane of the Trapped. My boots, I'm using the Pestilence boots in order to get the 2-piece set bonus, which is that extra Corpse Lance, just like we said earlier. Then I'm using Golem Skin Breeches because we're using a Golem, might as well have a little bonus to them. And then the Crown's Buff Belt just for the extra speed. Now, like I said, these are all pretty much optional, except for you want to pick at least 2 pieces for your Pestilence. And I would suggest using the hands just to get that Golem skin, because every time he sheds, you shoot a Corpse Lance. That's why it's so lazy. This is such a lazy build, because you really don't have to do anything. You just have to walk behind your Golem. As far as skills go, we're using the Bone Spikes just to generate essence in case you need it. Most likely you won't, but in case you need it. Here's your Golem. And then I use the Flesh Golem on the rune, just so that when you need that Kickstarter, you can send them into a pile. He'll make a pile of corpses, and you can start spamming your Corpse Lance. Obviously the Corpse Lance, and I use the Brittle Touch just for the crit each time. Then I use the Devouring Essence so that you can constantly be sucking up those corpses and shooting out the Corpse Lances. Decrepify so that we can proc our Crispin Sentence, which is going to be in your cube. Obviously this is almost a must for most builds of the Necromancer. Shallow Graves on Land of the Dead, and I'm still going on back and forth about this ruin. I'd like to extend this as much as possible, but I only use it every once in a while when I'm in trouble. So usually this is if you're doing some higher rifts and you need that extra damage. You're just spamming this, and you can use Frozen Times. I've seen that one works really good because that procs your Crispin. But I'm using the extended duration for every kill. We'll extend it. And it doesn't seem like it's a great extension, but it does help a little bit. And then obviously we're doing standalone because we only have one minion, so we're going to get a 90% reduction. We're going to use Overwhelming Essence because I'm using the Sith that gives me 0.5% increased damage per essence. That's an extra 20% damage. We're using Eternal Torment, which you can use whatever you want here, but I'm doing it just so that they stay cursed, because you do extra damage to cursed enemies. And then I'm using the gain 2% life and essence per kill, which is another one that you can substitute depending on how you feel. If you're got a good defense or if you got enough essence, you might not need that extra regeneration. Inside the cube, I'm using the Envious Blade to gain 100% critical hit chance against enemies at full health. So every time a Corpse Lance hits, it's hitting for a crit chance every single time. And this is a big hit. This Corpse Lance hits huge. Using the Aqueous Currents because we're going to get some more damage reduction. You rarely drop below that 90%. You should have that up almost 100% of the time. And then the Crispin Send. So that's the loadout right there, man. And like I said, this thing is just a monster with that Corpse Lance. And we're going to throw on some gameplay and I'm going to show you how it works.
Are you strong enough to survive?
Alright, so here we're going to get into this loadout, and it's super lazy Pestilence build. The hardest part, I feel, for most builds, especially when you first get into a rift, is getting that double damage boost right here.
I'm afraid not.
Now, once you get that, it seems like everything melts pretty good. I don't know. The best thing about this loadout, I think, is the fact that you have so much room to do whatever you want with. Really, the only powers we're using are our Curse and our Corpse Lance. Also that the Golem with the Shed Skin. So with using only 3 powers for the most part, you have the ability to put whatever you want. You can customize it to the way that you like to play. That was a short little level right there.
That is not possible.
And with them shedding that skin, you usually have a lance coming pretty much every second. You know, I think it's every second he sheds the skin. So you have, as long as, you know, even if there's nobody dead, you still have the lance that you're able to use. Plus you're sucking up any of the other dead bodies and you're shooting more lances, and it's just really easy to just walk through and kill things. So this is I've been playing this game a little bit more just as a filler. I'm waiting for Destiny to come out, Destiny 2. And I think that comes out next month, beginning of next month. So we'll be having a lot of Destiny gameplay if that's what you're interested in seeing. Another game that I'm playing right now, and I'll be putting some gameplay up, is Grand Theft Auto 5. I just started playing that. I know a lot of people have been playing it for a while, but I just started, so it gives me something to do. Like, I'm really waiting for that Destiny 2, and I'll be playing a lot of that. So this is just one of those loadouts that are fun to mess around with and do different things. You know, for me, I get bored doing the same stuff over and over again, and pretty much Diablo is pretty repetitive. So having different loadouts to play is definitely a way to alleviate the monotony of the game.
I cannot do that.
But this isn't like a speed build of any sort. It's more of just a way to be able to play by yourself and still do good damage and make it through majority of the content. And this gear isn't any way optimal. I couldn't tell you what would be the best or what would be the worst. You'd probably want to go to someone who plays Diablo consistently every single day, and they're going to give you the best loadouts and the best gear to use and all that good stuff. But this is definitely one that it's fun to play with, and especially if you're just doing your Herodric chests, it'll get you through that pretty quick.
I cannot do that.
So you get a pack of these guys, and the golem tanks them, and you just suck up all the essence and use their corpses as just more damage. Let's get into this next rift. If you get into trouble, you just pop your Land of the Dead, or anytime you want to go a little bit quicker through your level, you see you hit that Land of the Dead, and it's just a constant spam of corpse lance after corpse lance while sucking up more corpses from the Land of the Dead and getting that macabre bonus to give higher damage when you're outside Land of the Dead. You can see I got a bunch of stacks right now sitting on around 80 or 90. And now it's just burning through a bunch of guys with those macabre stacks. Plus, every time you consume that corpse, you know, you're getting a 35% damage to your corpse lance, or 25%. I don't remember which one. You're seeing it does really good damage. And like I said, you're only using 3 power, so you have the ability to customize it and do it how you see fit, or how your gameplay. If you want to have a few more skeletons or something in order to have more tankiness, you know, they start tanking the damage for you. You don't have to worry about it so much. You can do that too.
I'm afraid not.
I really like that Brig's Wrath ring, just to gather everybody into one spot. It helps out quite a bit, so you kind of know where the enemies are and you can dodge them a little bit better. This definitely isn't a tank loadout. This is more of a DPS, glass cannon, if you will.
I'm afraid not.
So if you guys would let me know in the comments, man, what are you guys looking forward to? What games coming out are you looking forward to playing and seeing played? And if Destiny is one of them, man, you'll be in for a treat when that comes out, because that's what I'll be playing. But if there's anything else, man, let me know. Maybe I'll try that out too.
That is not possible.
I'm always a fan of RPG games, and this is one of the better ones. Definitely one of the classics, back from like Diablo 1. I remember playing that on the PC. Now I'm more of a console gamer. Seems like console's more of a recreational compared to what PC would be considered, I guess, the professionals. We almost got our Rift Guardian coming out, and really haven't had too much trouble getting through this Rift, you know. That's pretty much how it is with this loadout. You just stay away from them, let your golem tank them, and keep sucking up those little whatever they are. Another good, speaking of which, another good one to have for a perk or a skill too would be if you use your mages with the Gift of Death, because they would also drop you some more corpses. So here's the Rift Guardian, and see if we can melt him pretty quick. Land of the Dead, boom, Corpse Lance is dead. So that's the loadout, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't, go ahead and hit that thumbs down. It don't matter to me. Whatever you guys like. And hope you guys have a good one. Take it easy, peeps. Later.